I was on a podcast and like he has like video and everything. I'm like, damn, dude, where'd you get all this? It's like I just Amazoned like or Googled OnlyFans starter kit, and that's what he got for his podcast.
You Googled OnlyFans
starter kit.
Oh, he Googled it.
He Googled it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just a tripod and a fucking ring light. That's all
Real
it is.
talk?
That's all it is.
What the fuck, man? That's funny. How you been, man?
Been good, man. It's been good. Just, you know, out here working, trying to stay on the grind as much as I can.
What does that mean to you? Like just staying on the grind, just going out every night?
Yeah, going out every night. I don't go out like I used to. Like, man, dude, like, man, I'll hit the mics up like every fucking mic possible. But then I just started slowing down. Once I started getting booked more and I got a new job and shit, like, I was like, man, I stopped doing the mics as much, but I need to. But I'm doing more shows, and at the same time, after the shows, you know how they have the mics afterwards? Like, I always just try to hit that up. I mean, like, you know, like midnight. If I do TNA, I do the midnight. If I do today, cool show, then do the midnight mic tonight.
How long you been doing it?
Consistently 2.5 years. 2.5 years. I've been out here for like 3 years, but I've only been doing it like straight.
Consistently.
Because the first time I did stand up, I got on at Rudyard's and it was so embarrassing. I did do stand up for like 6 months. You know what I mean? So like.
Oh, you bombed so hard that
yeah,
it was
dude,
like,
it was embarrassing.
That happened to me.
Someone recorded me, and I was like, I took my friend there. I was like, I've never seen that video. I was like,
delete it right now.
He still has it. I was like, keep it, you know, for maybe if something happens
in the future.
Yeah,
that's funny. Oh, no. Okay.
What about you, man? What you been on the prowl lately? Been getting it in?
On the prowl. That sounds predatory right there, dog.
We're predators for laughs. We're predators.
You got me
for
thinking
laughs,
I'm outside in the bushes somewhere. Just
bro,
like,
I have a predator shirt. Now I feel weird to wear it. So every time I wear it, I was like, oh, it's predator. And I'm like, who where? I'm like, oh, my shirt. My bad. I'll be feeling weird.
Just marking yourself for everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, I promise I'm not meeting kids on a chat line. I'm just here doing comedy. I'm a big kid myself.
Oh, shit, man.
No, but have you been doing like shows and
I've
shit?
been good. I mean, I've been trying to like do as many shows as I can, like trying to hustle just like you. It's just like, I also want to focus on the stuff that I want, my needs, you know, the shit that I want to do. Cause like work is great, going out, it's having fun, it's awesome. But what am I doing with my life? You know, what am I doing right now to like better myself or focus on like what I want to do, you know? Like one of the things I've been doing recently is like just meditating, just sitting down for like 30 minutes, lights off, close my eyes and just meditate. And just like, it's just helped me just to like expand my mind, calm myself down and just be like, okay, what am I doing right now? Where am I trying to go? And how am I going to get there?
Yeah.
You know, and that's hard, especially with everything that we do.
Yeah. It's a lot of shit you got to fucking juggle.
Yeah, it's hard to.
They don't even count like your friends and family. Like don't even like that's not even counted, bro.
That's different. That's yeah.
When I pull up to a friend's house now, they're like, "What? This guy's here?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I told you I'm back from the dead." Like, but I told my friends though, cause I always knew like I was really close with a lot of my friends, and like we would do everything together. So like I would always have like mental time in my head placed to the side for them at all times. But like that's what was holding me back. Well, that was one thing that was holding me back. And so like I would tell my friends like, you know, because they were all getting married and shit. And so I'm like, hey bro, like one of these days I'm finna vanish. I was like, I'm gonna vanish. And y'all won't see me for a while. And like now that's happening. Now they're like, damn, where you been at? And I'm like, hey bro,
I told you,
bro. Like I fucking ain't fucking around out here. Yeah, I ain't fucking around out here. And the more people that figure out you do stand up, the less I want people to know I do stand up. Like especially people that I know.
Man, I'll tell you one thing that I have done, and it's a bad thing on me, where somebody has come up to me and been like, "Hey, you're that comedian guy." I'm like, "Nope, not me."
Oh, what?
They're like,
I'll do that. Nah.
I know, I saw you one day. I'm like, I hate when
the
people
attention.
I hate the attention. I don't know why. Like I like it on stage.
I know what you mean.
I like it on stage, but when it comes to off stage, I'm like, leave me alone.
There There was a few times I was chilling with my cousin that he's on my dad's side. I don't talk to him at all, but like, he wanted to hang out, and we're at a bar and someone and he was like, "Oh, you do comedy and shit?" Yeah. And like damn near right around when he said that, someone walked up to me and was like, "Hey bro, I know you do comedy, bro. You got that Spider-Man joke." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Man, I hate that joke." But because that's the second time that's happened. I was at fucking
that's it.
You ever been to Lola's?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's crazy there.
Oh, I trust me. I know.
Yeah, I got so fucked up there.
Yeah. Many nights at Lola's, man.
I was there and I was trying to talk to some chick, but she was more interested in my homeboy, and so like some dude walked up to me and goes, "Hey bro, I know you, dog." Like he's like I seen you whatever perform, blah blah blah, whatever. And then she looked at me and she was like, "Are you like famous or something?" And I go, and then my homeboy goes, "Yeah, man, that's Spider-Man's fat friend, bitch." Like, you know. And then and then she looked at me. She goes, "Are you?" I was like, "Hey, you know." So now I got your attention, huh? And then she's like, she put her hand on my leg. She's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "This fucking bitch."
Fuck.
I was like, I can't. I feel it's horrible if I lied to a girl who I was to have sex with him.
Why?
I don't know. Like I don't want to be.
Hey, it's not you. It's Spider-Man's fat friend doing it.
I mean, I'm just. I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to be humble, but I'm too player for that, bro. I don't want to do that shit. I want to lie about some shit.
No, man.
That's what I be telling. Like, if I pull up in my aunt's car, I tell you, "Hey, we in my aunt's car." You know what I mean? Like, we ain't in the we ain't in the Civic. You know, we in my aunt's car.
You being real.
Yeah, she got the Buick. I got the Civic. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick a bitch up in a Buick. So yeah, I don't like to be a fraud. Just like you don't like the attention, because that's got to be like that's got to be like a fraud, like what's that? The fraud complex, or the when you just think you're a fraud.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like when people walk
yeah.
up to you in random places, so I know you do stand up, you don't like that attention because you feel like I'm a fraud. I'm not a fucking, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that all the time.
It is. You know what? I was just about to say it is a bad thing for me, and I should take it in and just be like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, how you doing?" And just have that interaction, you know?
Yeah.
But it's hard for me sometimes when it's just out of nowhere and it's immediate. I'm just like, I gotta remember who you are. I gotta remember
were you just a random person in the crowd, or have I met you a couple times?
Exactly.
Already?
I gotta figure out the situation first, and it was like, okay, you're just a fan. We're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And I like that. But even me, sometimes I just don't want to have that interaction, and I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to be better, you know, because I feel like I should be more open with people and just be like, when somebody comes up and wants to say hi, I gotta say hi back, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that asshole that's just like, hey, what's up? Get the fuck away from me.
Get away from me, you fuck.
Yeah.
No, I've see, and you know, I haven't been doing stand-up for that long, but like, you know, now that I've been getting booked, like I'll sit around. If I'm feeling myself, I'm like, I did good. Like I'll sit around outside the main room in the bar area, right? I was like, let me wait till after the show's over. You see the group of people walking out, and then they look at you and they're like, "Oh shit, that shit was funny." Blah blah blah.
You killed it, bro.
Yeah, there was a blind dude that his girl walked up to me, and I felt kind of, because only his girl walked up to me. I was like, "Hey, my boyfriend, he he was listening to you," and like he was blind. I was like, I didn't know
blind?
he was. Yeah, I didn't know he was blind. Because she kept saying like, yeah, he was listening to you and he was dying.
I gotta ask this: was she ugly?
No.
Oh,
I was so shocked, bro. I'm like, because she walked up to me and I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, you know, I was just like telling her that.
Yo, he got some riz,
yeah,
dog.
bro. He got that
blind riz.
He's got a blind fucking fat check coming in. That's what it is, bro. He's poking her with that stick, not his dick. No, I'm just playing. No, I don't know. He was nice, because she was like, yeah, he was listening. She kept saying like listening, and like he was just moving a lot, and like I was like, what? And I'm like, where's your boyfriend at? I just see him she picks him up from the seat and just puts him towards me in my direction, because it's in the box, so it's all dark and shit. Yeah, over here. And he's like trying to shake it. He does that. And I was like, oh, it felt good though. He was like, you're so funny. He's just doing this. You're so funny.
He's in the corner just doing that.
Yeah, he's like,
you're all the way on the other side.
So that's the bartender, bro. No. Or that was the night where they made me they made me host the late show, and I was so fucking nervous, and so that night just went so good, and the fucking, you know, that dude walked up to me, and even before, it was a good, like I was nervous, but I was getting them a good omens, because like when I walked in, there was already a line, and someone knew me from another show, and they're like, oh, I was like, oh, you're here for comedy? He goes, I came here to see you. I came here to see you. Dang, you're here. And I was like,
well, let me ask you this: do you like the attention? How do you feel when a fan, just a random fan, just comes up to you?
It's so weird.
Like,
it's so weird.
What's up, Ruben?
Because I tell myself, like, my little shitty mind tells myself, I like that. But when you're telling me in person, I'm just like,
yeah.
I just do that awkward.
Yeah, I do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
I feel like a
coming
fucking
through.
like a little Japanese. Oh, thank you. Like I'm just doing that shit. Like I don't know. But deep inside, I'm like, it's like I need that as like a little breadcrumb to know I'm going the right direction. You know, because sometimes I just like, okay, Yesterday, I was like trying out. I was like, I gotta try some. I was like, I'm getting stale up there. I was like, I gotta fucking bust out some new shit. The crowd was pretty decent, but when I walked in there, there was this group of white people from Tyler, Texas. They were being loud and obnoxious and shit like that. And like, so I was like, oh, that's who I'm going to fuck with when I get up there. I was like, I called a complete audible when I went up there. But the second I went up there, they got up and left. So all my Tyler, Texas shit went out my head. And I'm like, man, fuck. And then this other guy kept talking. And then earlier, see, what I do is I'll go in there earlier because I like to listen. Like if I hear a guy doing some crowd work, hey, how long y'all been together for? And they say, oh, we're not together, we're just friends. And then they left it on that. I'm like, oh, we got to bring this back up. You know what I mean? And so like when I went up there, he was talking and yapping. And I thought I was just being a dick, but they thought it was funny. You know, I was just like, I was like, hey, bro. Let me do. You know, I was like, you want to do some stand up? Go sign up. Maybe you might get laid. You know, because your luck ain't looking that right now. You know. I'm just like talking shit about him, like, and people are just laughing. But in my head, I'm like, this is shit. Like, this is fucking garbage.
In your head,
in my head, I'm like, this is garbage. I'm like, I'm trying some material. I'm like, I want to try material. Can y'all shut the fuck up? Yeah. You know, I'm just like trying. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm on the stage, but I'm fucking with them. I'm like, hey, bro. Focus on the girl you trying to fuck that you ain't gonna fuck, not me. You know what I mean? I'm just telling them that shit, and like people are just eating it up, you know. And then like the Tyler, Texas people left, and I was like, yeah, I robbed someone in Tyler, Texas, and I wanted to tell them that, you know, cause fuck them, you know, like but I couldn't say it. All I said was that, and they thought that was funny, and I was like, and then I got off, and I forgot which comic told me, he was like, bro, that was amazing, and I was like, that felt like shit. I was like, that felt like ass.
Is it because you didn't get to?
Since I didn't get to do the shit I intended on it. Exactly. I feel sloppy.
But you still had fun though.
I don't know. I was mad fun. Like I was mad, but I was like, I guess we were laughing.
That what you were feeling in that moment, you just brought it on stage.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it just came out, and it was great.
Yeah,
you know,
it was a little bit like that.
You were just feeling something. You're just like, you just had to get it out. You had to talk about the elephant in the room. You had to get them all together, and then you got them all together. Because
there's sometimes where like I want to use me being mad up there, but it never works out because I don't want to say I'm not. I mean, I'm a complain. I'm not an angry person. I'm a complainer. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's a thin line between the two, especially when you go on stage and do it. Like, I just complain about shit. I'm not really angry. I just complain. You remember when they said like a picture says 1,000 words? You ever hear that? You ever hear that saying? A picture says 1,000 words. Some bullshit like that. But that is like non-existent anymore. Like a picture is the shallowest thing now because that's all they want is a picture. So when I was in this fucking Kratom place, all they wanted was a fucking cute place to take a picture and not give a shit about anything. You know what I mean? Like you can't take a picture of a comic and someone just knows they do comedy. But you could take a picture. You could take a picture of a bitch doing some fucking card readings and that does cool, or you sipping out of a tiki cup with
doing something
fake kratom in it. Yeah.
Other than just standing on stage.
Yeah, just standing like this, you know, doing my nervous look, just fucking holding on for dear life. I love the people. I could always tell, like, sometimes with certain comics, you could tell, like, by the way they hold the mic, how nervous they are. You don't ever notice that sometimes?
Well, explain to me. Like,
so when I first started doing it, like I'm like this the whole time, like please don't let go, you know what I mean? I'm like this, you know. But now I'm just kind of like, you know, just lean back a little bit, you know, or just kind of like lean on the stand a little bit.
Yeah, you're
or
more
some
chill.
people that just go no hand.
But you have it here the whole time.
Yeah, I have it here the whole time.
So that's your most comfortable position
because because I got titties, so I just rest it on my chest. You know what I mean? It just sits there. It feels like I'm not like, you know, just like this. Just, and
sometimes you could just leave it there.
And sometimes bro, I used to be able to. I was a lot bigger, and when I was in school, I would take naps, and you wouldn't even know I was taking a nap. Because I was just so big. I couldn't lean on the desk and do this.
Oh, I thought it was because you were always like.
Yeah, I was just like literally sinking to my neck, and just fucking. You wouldn't even know.
All right, so let's start this podcast.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. This is Joe Navarro. I am your host. This is Unprofoundly Chill. And I have another guest today. He is a local comic. He's been doing it for some change right now. Let me just introduce him. Ruben Medina, everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
What's the deal, man?
What it do, baby?
Chilling, dude. Just talking about a whole lot of shit that we've been going through, the struggles, the trenches, how chill it is not.
It's not chill. The
no,
trenches
it's
are
chill.
chill.
It's chill.
Hey, okay, we can get some beef in the trenches.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I love everybody, bro. I love everybody. Yeah, that's funny. I get along with so many people.
Nah, man. I'm just like I know what you mean though. Just going out there, just trying to get it every night, just trying to work hard, just trying to earn that shit. It is tough.
It is.
It's
bro.
tough, man.
It's hard. You know, I'm still early on, you know, but like, it's crazy how like you do all that work just for it to be within 5 minutes, and that's it. It's almost like baseball, like where it's just a few swings and you're out of there. You know?
Okay, so there's a story I heard of like a famous painter, and somebody saw him at like a cafe. And they asked him, "Was like, sir, can you draw me something?" He was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Gives them a napkin and a pen, right? He's just like, does his little drawing, gives it back to him, and he's like, "Okay, that'll be $100,000."
Jesus Christ!
Like, what? I was like, "But this is just a little piece of paper. Like, why are you charging for this?" He's like, "It took me however long it took him to attain that creativity and to get to that point the skill, in 5 minutes." He was like, however long it took me to get to do this in 5 minutes is what I'm worth, not the painting, not the little drawing.
Yeah.
You know? And that is true.
Yep.
Because at Axelrad the other night, I was talking to a comic. We were just having a conversation, right? Right before I went up to do the 1 minute. And like 5 minutes before I go up, we're outside talking. I tell a joke right then and there. He was just like, "That's funny. Why don't you tell it on stage?" I was like, "All right, bet, fuck it." Told it. Got a huge pop, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" But then I realized the same thing as the painter. I was like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 6 years. It's taken me 6 years to figure out how to do one joke, and like think of it fast, go up there and tell it immediately." You know,
that happened with me. That happened with me at Avant. At you know Avant.
Yeah.
I told you.
Shout out Timely Rain.
Yeah. Shout out
Bob
Timely.
Morrissey. Avant is a great spot.
Great spot. I went there, and like again, I said earlier that, you know, when I walk into a room that I'm about to do, I like to look around and see what's around to see if I could use anything, you know. And like when I was at Avant, I was like, this motherfucker look like a haunted house. Like it looks like a haunted house. Does Avant not look like a little haunted house?
A little bit,
like a house on Goosebumps or some shit. Like it looks like some shit like that.
Every time you walk
like
in,
it look like you decorate. Yeah, it looked like they decorated to it, but that's how it is. That's how it is. So like when I was there, like off the top, I was like, man, this motherfucker haunted. Like I just said that out loud. People started laughing, and I was like, I worked at a haunted house because I did work at a haunted house, and right off the top, now I have a whole fucking like a 3 minutes worth of material just on a haunted house, and like now I use it. You know what I mean?
Because of that.
Because of that. Like because of that.
I get
you know. Like it allowed me to like merge it into other jokes that I've been working on for a while, and like, you know, so I know what you mean by that, like shit off the top, off the fly, like.
But like that's the thing. Like I try to do a mix of both. Like either I'll write on stage sometimes, I write off stage, and I try to like mix them sometimes. That's the thing. That like that process kind of sucks sometimes because like it could be, it's inconsistent. Right now, I'm very inconsistent with it. When it works, I look like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Because like I'm either coming off the top or I have a joke that I already know, and then boom, 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 boom. I'm just working the room. But when it doesn't, then I'm in this space where I'm just like, shit, I'm bombing, and it's getting even worse now. Like I'm throwing shit out, and it's not hitting. Boom, throwing shit out, not hitting. Yeah. I'm like, shit, I got to figure something out. And the thing is, like over the years, I put myself in that situation so many times that I've just gotten better at digging out because of it.
That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now. Where like the other day, like yesterday when I told you I thought, I fucking bombed, but they said I was doing good. Like once he gave me that light, I was like, I gotta say something that's fucking funny that I wrote, and I just wrote something that I've been using it for a while, but it's fairly new, and like that shit always hits. So I was like, let me end on this shit, I guess, and I just fucking
always end on the left.
Yeah, and so
that's a smart thing. Yeah,
because I try to do it like I don't know, I don't have like I can't tell you I have a legit process because it's always like something different, you know what I mean? Like when I go up there, like sometimes I tell myself I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then right when I go up there, all that shit goes out.
Goes away.
It goes all the way. Because I'm like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a book. I'm gonna do like a bookend kind of thing where I'm gonna start off with a bit I know that works, get their attention, and then I'll work on my new shit, and then I'll end it on some good shit. Like that's a perfect world, but like it never works out that way. Like
it is what it is.
Yeah. So it's crazy because on Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve was what? Monday? No. Either Christmas or Christmas Eve. I forgot. One of those days. The other day, I was with Trey and we're at my homeboy's house, and he lives down the street from Secret too. And I see someone post on the, in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna do comedy because no one's gonna fucking be there. And so like people are posting on the group page, man, the crowd's back, blah, 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 pull up. So I'm like, fuck it. I was like, I'm gonna go do some stand-up real quick. I was like, I'll be back. Me and Trey, we're gonna do some stand-up. We fucking go up there. The crowd seems like it's hot. And then we go up there and eat fucking dick. Like it's just like there was no, I mean, like as soon as I went up there, it's like they stopped giving a fuck. And like, and I was like, bro, in my head, I'm like, it makes me feel like you're crazy. Cause I'm like, I said the same shit in front of a group of people and they fucking laugh. And then I say the same shit in front of this group of people and nothing.
Nah.
It was nothing. I was like, oh, and even in myself, I was like, oh, this is bad. I was like, it was like, all I was like, this is bad. I was like, I thought, because I was trying to fuck with the crowd because I'm like, why are y'all here on Christmas Eve? I thought I was sad. You know what I mean? You know how much sadder than a comic on Christmas Eve? Someone watching a comic on Christmas Eve.
Oh my God. I did some shows on Christmas Eve. There were some sad people.
It was bad, right? It's sad. Bro, now that I'm getting older and like I stopped hanging out with less people, like closer to I get why people get depressed now. Yeah. Like last year, bro, I went to Lola's on fucking Christmas, I think. And I was just sitting there and noticing, I'm like, oh, it's only me here. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, so like now when I saw them, I was like, well, this is sad. This is sad to see people on Christmas.
Nah, man, it was funny. But like you said, you've only been doing it 2 years consistently?
Like 2.5.
Two and a half?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you feel like from when you first started to now?
I'm not the same person.
Like at all whatsoever?
Mm-mm.
Really?
It's great. Like, because like I got good, like, I'm not the fucking best, but, like I got good traction going on right now. And, do I work as hard as I can? No. I was like, but with just the effort that I put in, what I've gotten, like this year, like, you know what I mean? Like I got to do the improv twice. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what's up.
And like when I knew it was real is when I did the improv. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like the first time I did the improv, that was such a surreal experience to me. And because that happened, that's why I'm telling myself like now, like it's not even the same. Like, because I remember trying to come out. The very first time I tried to come out is the improv stopped doing their open mic. And I just pulled up to the improv thinking my dumb ass thinking I can get on. And they were doing the funniest comic in Texas competition. And when they were there, I saw a lot of comics that I know now. And like they all fucking killed. And I was like, bro, there's no way I could be. In my head, I thought that was such impossible to do. Like when I was watching, I was like, this is impossible to do. I can't fucking do this. You know what I mean? And then so, I was like, you know, let me watch a show. And they told me about the secret group. They were like, hey, what do y'all do this day? Everyone said the secret group. And so I started pulling up to the secret group, watching the shows, going on the Saturday shows. And like the comics that I see there headlining and shit are comics I do stand up with now, you know, like, and that, to me, when I look at that, I'm like, oh, it's not even the same. Like before where like my mind was thinking like, I can't even stand on that stage. And now I'm fucking on that stage, you know? So it's like, I can't, you know, I don't want to, I guess my mindset is a little bit different, you know, cause
in terms of what, like from when you first started, like what was your mindset? Just go
my
out,
mindset was like, I was
out.
just, dude, it was so bad. Like, I mean, I'm not that great anyways, but like, you know, it was just so like, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like when I went up there, the first time, I thought 5 minutes was nothing, you know, like I thought 5 minutes was nothing. And then I fucking went up.
You're like, yeah, I
was like 5 minutes. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I signed up and the first mic I got on ever was at Rudyard's. And so like I did not know that was a hard mic to get on.
Yeah,
I did not know that was a hard mic to get on. So I invited my homie who I thought was funny. I was like, you got a comedic mind, watch my shit, give me some pointer, whatever, some bullshit. And so like I'm really weird in the sense that like usually I'm a really punctual guy. Like if you tell me 6:30, I'm gonna be there at 6:30. Today's different. But like since I knew that was a big
today's different.
You know, I fell asleep. So
hey, I like the honesty.
I pulled up like probably like an hour and a half before I was supposed to be there. I didn't think, you know, in my head I'm like, oh, I'll see some, you know, comics will be there, you know, like not knowing that comics show up late to everything.
Real
so
time.
like, so
Real
I'm
time.
there, and it was like a little bit after my birthday, and my coworkers gave me a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I just kept it in my trunk for some reason. And so like I was like, I'm waiting in my car, nervous. I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about. And so like I'm like, you know what? Before, like I would be funny when I was drunk. So like I'm like, maybe if I get drunk and I fucking drunk the whole bottle of Jack, I fucking went up there and I don't even know what I said because I was drunk. And they kept giving me the light. I ran the light, you know what I mean? And like,
oh shit.
And then like I started talking about like, it was like a little bit after January 6th, you know, after the riot, you know, in the Capitol. So I was just like, man, white people trying to take this country back, bro. January 6th, they're not taking this shit no more. Like, and I was just talking, you know, and it was just nothing, you know, like, I was like, white people are just like a revolution, you know. I'm just screaming that shit out, and they're just not having it, and like, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. And then like I just started showing up more, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And then I started doing it, and then like I don't know, like I feel like I started getting a little bit better when I guess they were looking for new people. And they were like, man, we need some new people. And they were like, well, what about that fat Mexican? And then they're like, you know, they was like, oh yeah, he's kind of funny. And then they just started putting me on shows. And that's when I was like, when I started getting booked on shows, that's when I realized I was getting a little bit better.
What was your first show?
I think my first show was, okay, what do you mean by first? There's a really thin line. Like when you mean like
first paid gig.
First paid gig. I guess it would have to be a $2 bill at Secret Group. That would be my first paid gig.
How'd you feel before you went up?
So the comic who was hosting it at the time, you know, like I barely had 5 minutes. You know, at the time I barely had 5 minutes. And so like he was like, yeah, you could do 7, right? And I was like, yeah. Bro, I mean, like I did not bitch out. I just lied. I was like, yeah, I got 7 minutes, you know, and like knowing that I was struggling with 5, and I'm backstage and I'm about to go up in like 10 minutes, and then host walked up to me and goes, hey, bro, one of these comics dropped out. We need you to stretch. You could do 10, right? Yeah, I did 10. And I was like, "Oh, bro!" So like, I was like, thinking, up there,
"Oh shit, I can't."
Yeah, and bro, to be honest, I fucking did 10. I did 11, and I fucking, 11. I listened to the sets, and like, I'll hear the host like, y'all see that? I got that guy up here. You're welcome. I invited him out here. Like that's how good I did. And then so when I told the comic, I was like, "Hey, bro, like I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. When you said I had 10 minutes, I didn't even have 5." And then he looked at me, and goes, "Are you serious?" And I go, "Yeah, dude. I didn't even have fucking 5 minutes." And then he started hitting me. He goes, "You motherfucker, you lied. you lied, you're fucking funny, bro, you're fucking funny. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm funny, whatever. Like,
yeah, what if you bombed and you told him that?
yeah, if I bombed it, yeah, bro, that was so bad.
I know, man. Yeah,
He was like, you just ran the light for fucking 6 minutes. Nah, bro. Like, I mean, that's when I started. Like, I was like, okay, I'm doing pretty decent. Because I would just remember, I didn't really write. I just wrote kind of like cliff notes. Nothing. I never wrote. I just wrote Spider-Man, fat titties, coke. Like that's all right on there. So, but like, I have bad vision. So like when I was first doing stand up, I was like this, like, he said I look like, like I would just do that. I'm like, what the fuck? And sometimes they'll land. And I remember Rich Williams saw me. He goes, "Hey, bro, that was great. That was great. But why are you looking at your phone like that?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I was like, and it's so stupid because I'm like, I don't even really write. Why am I looking at my phone? It's because I'm so scared. You know what I mean? I'm so fucking scared. I'm like, if I don't look up, they won't see me. Like I'm just.
Man, it's funny that you say that because like I have been. I was thinking about that, being just comfortable on stage and sometimes being uncomfortable in certain places while you're during your set and in certain situations and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I wish next time I go on stage, I told myself, I'm just like, just stay in the quiet. Just stay in the quiet. Don't let it affect you, because when it's quiet, I'm just like, I gotta tell a joke. I gotta get it out. I gotta get to it. And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I know how to write a joke. I know how to perform it. I'm just like, just be more comfortable in the silence, and just like be more comfortable with myself. I feel like being comfortable in the silence means like keep going with what you're doing, even if it isn't hitting. You're gonna get it somewhere, right? It's gonna go somewhere, and stick with that.
Yeah, it's instead like you ride with the momentum,
ride with it.
Even if the momentum's low,
even if it's down, you just ride it all the way down. Ride the train
all the way down.
Just bomb like a motherfucker, but do it your way.
Splash Mountain, you're about to fucking
like throw like
the seatbelt's just broke, but you're like fuck it.
Throw 3 more tags out, and then after that, we're like, okay, let's get it back up here.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Stand-up's fun.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like, what's so crazy? When I went to the best of for the very first time, all my friends, we had already stopped hanging out for a while, and they had like finally all got together again, and like I was like, hey bro, I gotta go. And they're like, why? I was like, I gotta go watch comedy. And they're like, you gotta watch it? What the fuck? And I was like, no, I'm gonna go. Like I told myself I'm gonna go. So I went, and that's when I saw Andy Huggins go up. Yeah. He's a fucking G.
Shout out Andy.
Yeah. And like he was fucking killing, and I'm like, God damn, this old fucking dude's funny. And then like he had said something, and for some reason, like, I'm fucking psycho. He doesn't fucking know me. But in my head, I'm like, oh, this dude talking to me. Like this motherfucker, like,
he knows me.
And so he was like, he's like, I always get like a bunch of young people wanting to do comedy, and they ask me for for advice. And I'll give you a piece of advice. If you want to do stand-up, don't fucking do it. And when I don't know, bro. I don't know why. When he said that, like, I was like, I got to do it now. Like, you know what I mean? And honestly, that's what kind of pushed me over the edge where I was like, I got to do it now.
Well, okay, so it's like a whole reverse psychology thing. Is the people that you tell, once you say it, the people that are really pussy, like, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then the people that are just like adamant, if they're really going to do it, if you tell them no and they do it anyways, well, then they're meant to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how I kind of approached it. Like, people were like, yeah, whatever. And then, of course, when I first started, everyone bugged me. I want to go. I want to support you. You need a fan base. And I'm like,
you need a fan.
We need a fan base. You mean my fucking 2 dumb cousins and my fucking retarded friend, like, to sit there and like, everyone always bugged me. Like, you don't understand. Like I would have friends try to tell me, like, if they've been doing stand up forever, like, you got to have people there that support you and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, hopefully if I'm good enough, the people would just support me. Like, 'cause that's what you got to shoot for. And then,
well, here's the thing: they don't understand.
No,
they think that in order for you to be good, you got to be at that point that way they've seen on specials and people just coming to the show.
They
don't.
Like
it's the come up. This is how you start.
Yeah,
you got to do this to get those fans.
One time, and like I saw this in full effect. In real time. What I fought against, someone just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring all my people." I went to Rudyard's one time. And the motherfucker was packed. Like, it was fucking packed. And I was like, hey, I showed up late because, I'm always late in the list. So I'm like, I was like, hey, how's it been, bro? You got a lot of people in there. Like, bro, they've been fucking ass. Like, they haven't been laughing. And I'm watching, and even, they said even Andy's bombed. Everyone bombed. No one was laughing at
Andy
shit.
bombed?
Yeah, no one was laughing at shit. And I was like, why the fuck is that so? Like, and then that's when someone said, hey, there's a guy here, his first time doing stand-up, and he brought all his fucking people. So everyone's like, I'm not gonna laugh at nobody.
Yeah, they
like,
weren't listening.
Yeah,
they didn't give a
weren't
fuck.
listening. They didn't give a fuck. They're like, when is my friend gonna go up? And honestly, bro, like he ruined the whole fucking show. Like he ruined the whole I was so mad. I was like, man, fuck this dude. I was like, and fuck you. I was like, I know y'all trying to be friends, but y'all are the worst fucking friends ever. How the fuck y'all show? You know what I mean? I'm just like up there saying shit like that. And then like, he like right before he goes up, one of his friends goes, you better not fucking suck. Like right when he's back. And I'm like, bro, that is, you just fucked the setup. You put the nail in the coffin when you told him that. Because you already knew he wasn't going to do good. And you know, this is 2023 and he's talking about George W. Bush jokes. You know what I mean? I'm like, bruh, like, what are you doing? And then like, I don't like naming names, but you know, the person that ran that mic was like, man, they ruined the whole fucking thing, you know, and they're talking shit to him. And then like they go up there and they try to roast the person who runs the mic. Like, man, what are you on, fucking menopause or something? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, damn. And then she's just like, good luck getting booked here again, like out loud in front of everybody. And I'm like, bro, I was so embarrassed. I was like, cause I get embarrassed for people. Like I got that weird trait where I'll get embarrassed for you. And where like, I couldn't even look at the stage. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was talking to the bartender. I was like, he's doing so bad. Like I could just hear and these are his friends that are there. Yeah. They're just like, at one point you hear someone go like, you got it. You know, like if you're a fucking toddler trying to walk, you know what I mean? Like, bro, don't ever do that. Like, that's why I'm like, that's my worst fear come true. Thank God I saw it through this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I know you can't fucking come to my show. You fuck? No.
Well, here's the thing. It's you don't want to invite your friends too early.
Hell no.
Because if you're not prepared for that moment and they see you bomb, that first impression is going to be stuck in their mind. And then later on, they're going to be talking shit. And and some people talk shit. Some people have like little slights here and there. It's like, oh, you're going to do your comedy thing? Like, like, you don't get it.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, I know. I one of the first shows I did was at it was at a fucking and in my head, you know, I always like overhype things in my head. So a comic randomly hit me up and say, hey, you want to do this show? And I had people from Chicago visit, and like I was like, yeah, sure. And one of them went. I was like, I guess you can come. And I was like, bro, like I don't know how it's gonna go. They're selling tickets, and it's at like a boat, like it looks like a shitty boat, and it's a seafood restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them places, like Captain Tom's. You know what I'm talking about? The Captain little shitty Tom's boats. It looks like a shitty boat, but they put it into the building, so it's like
yeah.
And so like
I also have it like Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah, like Joe's Crab Shack. Damn, R.I.P. Joe's Crab Shack.
R.I.P.
I went there, and my friend is there, and I'm already in there like. It's in spring, and they have like some gambling shit in the back, you know, like, and I'm like, bro, this is so bad. I'm like, I told my friend from Chicago, I was like, hey, bro, this is gonna be terrible. I was like, this is like my third time doing stand up ever. It's gonna be so bad, like, you know. I'm like, and then because before that they would always bug me to let me come. Come on.
And they came to
only one guy. I was like, I'm only letting you come, and you shut the fuck up and don't tell nobody. You know what I mean? That's how I am. When if I vibe, I don't. If you look at my social media page, you never see me post my flyers because I'm like, I don't want none of y'all motherfuckers coming. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I'll invite like a group of friends, like, oh, my friend and his wife. Yeah, bro, come through. Shit like that. But I'll tell you one-on-one, but I ain't gonna, no, fuck that. So
you're not at that point where you want to start advertising.
Yeah.
I get that. No, I get that though. You still want to go out here and work on your stuff and make sure that it's good and like you're out here being consistent.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's some people that there was a coworker I had. I guess he figured out where I did stand up and he just pulled up. And I walk in, I'm
Stalker.
like, I walked in and she was with his sister, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, he's at Secret Group, goes, I come here all the time. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, there's no, you fucking don't.
Because the person who would know is you.
Yeah, because I'm there all the time. Like, if someone tells me I'm at Secret Group all the time, and I'm like, you're a fucking liar. Like, you are not. So like, and luckily I did good. Luckily I fucking did good. And he's telling everyone at work, and everyone's all bugging me and shit. And then one time, the first time I did the improv, of course I don't tell nobody. You know, I told a few people that I was gonna do the improv. One time, a family member, you know, you have those distant cousins that you don't talk to and shit. Like I had a family member tell or was looking on the improv website just to look for shows. Like, I want to watch a comedy show, and then they see the new talent. And they click on the poster, like, is that my cousin? What the fuck? And they start telling all my fucking people, and everyone's calling me. They're like, they you know, they tell certain people in my family that I'm not close with, like, what is he up to? And I'm like, that's how I know you're not close to me, because you're asking the wrong person, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's just, that's the one thing I'm afraid. I just don't, like, don't get me wrong. Will they support me? Yeah, it's great. They're positive about it. You know, they're not, you know, dickheads about it. But at the same time, like the way you said earlier, like, I don't like it. You know, if someone randomly walks up to me and tells me it's the same thing, but with I don't need y'all giving me, like, in my head, even though, let's say like they all came, let's say everyone that wanted to come, they all came, and I generally did good. Like generally killed, generally bombed. I mean, generally fucking crushed, did not bomb. And then they're telling me, you did such a good job. In my head, I'm like, you are snaky fucking liars. Fuck you. You know, like that's what I want to say. Like, that's the way I feel. So I'm like, I don't want this fake. I don't want fake self-esteem.
The thing is, we have to go through it. Though.
Yeah.
The other person doesn't know they're being fake, or if they are, they're a sociopath, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're just like, they're not interested in what you're doing, but they're still trying to like feign some of it, you know, just give you something.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, well, let me just like give you some interest or whatever. It's just like, either give it to me or don't.
Yeah.
That's it. If you want to be real, just ask me when I have a show, or ask me how I'm doing. You don't have to go through the other channels just to see what the fuck I'm doing.
Because there's some people they, you know, it's like, and then certain people, you know, people don't even realize, like, it's crazy to me how, like, well, now, you know, I had this mindset too, so I don't blame them. But now that I hear them, I'm like, hey, it's like, when are you gonna have a show? I'm like, I got a show next Wednesday at 10. They're like, on a weekday. You know what I mean? I'm like, why can't you just book something on Saturday? Like, yeah, you know, because I book it myself, you know, like, because I'm fucking Dave Chappelle. I can just walk in any fucking show. They think I'm like that. I'm like, no, like, you know how hard it is? Like, you know how long it took? Like, first of all, I'm barely consistently getting booked on the weekends, barely now. So back then, I'm like, I have no fucking clue when I'm gonna be on a weekend show. Like, I'm not even up there yet, you know? Like, and then now when I try to invite people, some of them show up, some of them don't. And that's why I'm just like, I don't even want to invite none of y'all.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I barely do weekend shows right now.
You do?
Yeah, I've most of them are doing throughout the week. Well, aside from Axelrod on Sundays, but we're talking like show day, like Thursday,
like
Friday,
Saturday.
Barely right now.
I've been, you know, lately it's been pretty good. So it's just, you know, it's barely happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's barely, like, I still haven't even took any of this shit in yet.
Yeah, but you have been working hard. I've been seeing you. I remember you like years ago, from when you first started to now.
Yeah.
Through your hard work, through your dedication, through you just being focused on the jokes.
Yeah.
And you, dude, you've gotten so much better.
It's crazy. I like, you know, because most of my life, you know, to be honest, I've always like gave up on shit.
Me too.
I gave up on so much shit.
Me too,
bro. Like, I mean, like, you know, when I went to school, you know, I was damn near this size, if not bigger, at 11. You know what I mean? At 11. Can you imagine an 11-year-old, this fucking giant?
How big were you?
I was this size.
But how much do you weigh right now?
I mean, right now, you know, I'm like 330. But back then, you know, I was like, you know, in middle school, high school, I was like anywhere from like 380 to 420 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was that big. You know, I got up to 490.
Did it affect you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did.
Really?
You know, at the time I was oblivious. I just will, you know, lie to myself. But like, you know, since I was so big, everyone just wanted me to play football. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, bro, you gotta play football.
Yeah, I got the same.
And so when I went to a school that had, you know, the school I went to in the hood I'm from, they didn't have a football team. But when I went to like the nicer school, because my mom didn't want me to go to the ghetto school, they had football and I played. And like, they didn't even really start me that much. But like when I did start, like, it was like I was playing, it was like an adult playing with kids. You know what I mean? Like, it was because they were middle schoolers. They looked like they were the size of middle school. So I could literally, like, they would say hut and I would just like fucking push them out my way. And like,
okay, you pushed him, right?
Yeah.
So in middle school, I was on the football team, and there was a guy that was, I don't know as big as 400, but he was like maybe 3.
Yeah.
And all he did was just hold the whole time.
Yeah.
I was getting pissed off because he was big too. So he had that big strength.
Yeah.
And I was like just trying to get out every time. He would just hold. And I'm just like, if he would have just pushed me, I wouldn't have been mad.
Yeah.
But they weren't even calling it. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I had that. I don't want to say natural talent. It's just that I was big, you know, and so like,
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I didn't like fucking practice.
Hey, dog, it's a natural talent to be that big, dog.
And then plus I was big, you know, like I wasn't like big as in like I'm a big strong. I was just a fat fuck, you know what I'm saying? So like when I'm on the field and and practice with the pads, I'm fucking dying. I'm like, this is not comfortable at all. Like everything was about my comfort, you know, because when you're a big guy, like everything's about your comfort, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck this. I quit. And I fucking stopped going because I was getting blisters on my feet and they were just hurting me so bad. And
I got the blisters, yeah.
Huh?
I was getting blisters too.
Dude, I couldn't even walk. After practice, I would just be limping everywhere. So I'm like, bro, this is not.
The next day, your feet would be hurting. And you're like, God damn,
bro, it's insane. I gave up on that, and then like I started going to North Shore for a little bit, and like the second it was freshman year, we're signing in. And like we're in the principal's office, and my mom, you know, she knows a lot of people ask me this to play football, and so like my mom's in there, and like the assistant principal's like, hey, someone wants to see you, and then the dude walks in, and you know he's a coach. You know, when you see a coach, you know what he's wearing. He's wearing some basketball shorts, tucked in his white shirt. You know what I mean? Like he looks like a coach. So as soon as he walked in, my mom was like, oh, what the fuck? And then he was like, hey, you should play football, blah blah blah, for North Shore. North Shore is a fucking good ass, you know. But like that, when I went up to that level, I was like, dude, I'm not a football player. Like these motherfuckers are D1 athletes. Like I'm just a fat Mexican. Like these dudes run like fucking 4.4s and a 40. I fucking run like a 6.2. Like, you know, like there's no way I belong here. Like, and so like the summer before that, I tore my ACL in my leg. And so like it just like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I can't even move the same no more. Like I'm too scared to put anything on this leg at all. Like, cause I'm like, I just healed this shit. And so like I gave up on that. And then like even I was doing good in school. I was gonna, you know, go to college. You know, I had like a, you know, 3.6 GPA. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, you know what I mean? Like I was, you know, solid in school. And so like I was like, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get my PhD. And I was like, nah, it might be too hard. Let me just get my master's. Like, nah, I'll just get my bachelor's degree. Like, well, let's just see what happens, you know? And then like I didn't end up going. And then like, you know, I gave up on school and I fucking went to welding school. And I was like, I thought I was gonna be a welder, but I was too fucking fat to do that shit, bro. That's some hard work, you know? So like I basically gave up on everything. And so like, this is the very first thing that I've done where like I actually see progress from me not giving up.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Just me not, you know.
That's dope.
You know, that's why I don't want to really like, you know, I can't quit. You know what I mean? Like fuck that.
Nah, it's just hard. I mean, like I've been through a lot of like ups and downs.
Yeah, and I imagine I'll go through it too.
Everybody goes through ups and downs. Everybody goes through it a different way though, you know.
But also there's people that are like sour about it. Like I know
bitter.
You know,
but here's the thing. I myself have felt it, the bitterness.
Yeah, I have
and too. I just had to look inside myself and just be real and just like, well, what the fuck am I doing right now?
Yeah.
What am I doing? Am I complaining or am I actually focused on what I'm doing? Because if I was focused on what I was doing, I wouldn't be complaining right now.
I'm like, man, that's the thing though. Like that's the thing I'm learning now. But remember I told you earlier, I was like, I'm a complainer. I complain. Yeah. But like, I don't like to. Like I like.
No, but here's the thing. That's part of us as people. Of course we complain. Of course we have grievances, and then that also goes into stand up because a lot of stand up is just like people just complaining about their day or what happened to them or what they saw or whatever. So it's a part of it. But like I even have it myself where I feel like I complain way too much in my personal life.
Yeah.
Like everyday life, I'm just like I complain too much. I'm trying to stop that, you know?
Yeah, me too. No, me too. I don't even like even like, you know, I start noticing it more like when I'm on scrolling through social media and you know, everyone's just grasping for attention. Like even when it seems like it's genuine, like hey, my daughter's got a flu. Can everyone just give me their thoughts and prayer? And everyone just fucking, you know what I mean?
Heart, yeah.
Yeah, just and the littlest things ever. And like, or I'll have like an aunt, like my grandson is he's on a flight to Chicago. I need y'all prayers right now for his safety traveling. He's going to Chicago. Like,
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll just be cold.
Yeah, he'll just be cold a little bit. And so like I got into a car wreck, like a bad car wreck recently this year. And like I could have fucking posted about it, you know what I mean? But I was like, fuck that. Why do I need to like tell people about that? But it's the same thing for like what I mean, like the point I'm trying to make is like, I guess like, you know, complaining, like when you complain, because I complain, like don't get me wrong, I can fucking complain, but like I don't like to, like especially about stand up, because like I would complain about shit, and then I'll see other stand up comedians complain about shit, and I'm like, man, y'all be complaining about bullshit, but then I'll like, maybe I'm complaining about bullshit, like so, because there'd be like some certain comedians, and again I'm not gonna name no names, but like they don't even do stand-up no more. Like, and then they'll come out of the blue, out of nowheres, and be like, I've been doing stand-up for 8 years or fucking 11 years, and I can't get on this. People fucking don't like me.
No, they just don't know you.
They don't know you. Like, there's a dude I saw at a bar show I did recently in spring, and some guy was there, and I guess he had got a feature spot. And I was like, hey, bro. I was like, you're a comedian? He goes, yeah, I'm on the show. And I was like, how long you been doing stand-up for? He goes, I've been doing stand-up for 8 years. And I was like, where? I'm thinking he's from out of town or something. Because I'm like, oh, well, where at? He goes, well, you know, usually the secret group. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, I never see you there. Like, why do people like, yeah, like that. And then he was like, well, he tried to use COVID as an excuse. If you're using
another
COVID,
guy lying to you about going to secret.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't lie to me. If you go to secret, trust me, I'll see you.
Hey, yeah, y'all know.
Yeah,
anybody watching, listen.
Secret,
hey, if you don't lie, don't lie to Ruben.
Yeah, don't lie to me, bro.
Don't lie to
go. Don't go. You know, you know. And so he's telling me, he was like, well, I was doing stand up. I would do the open mics at the Improv, and I'm like, oh, you did it back in the day.
Back in the day, I remember that shit.
That's before my time.
That was during my time.
Yeah,
I did that.
Yeah, okay. So,
I went to that open mic.
Yeah, I didn't get that chance. So
I hope. I talked about this before, but I want them to bring it back. And whenever they can do it.
I think the Houston AF is the closest thing they're gonna get.
That is it.
It's a close, but it's a good.
But that's a hard thing too, because you got to be asked to be on that. With the mic that they had, you could sign up like every week. You know.
I wasn't there for that, so I once he said that, I was just like, you don't do. I was like in my head, I was like, you don't do stand up, and he's like, yeah, I do, and I was like, well, when COVID happened, it kind of just threw me off. I'm like, COVID threw the world off. You can't use that as an excuse. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like that's like those people that were like, remember when Harvey hit? And people, like, I know people that are like, I can't go to work. You know, I'm like, why? The fucking flood happened 6 weeks ago. Like, well, my house and, you know, they try to use it for like 2 years. And it's the same thing. So like,
same excuse.
So like, when I saw him go up, he just ate shit, and I was like, well, rightfully so. Like, no offense. So I'm like, but you don't do stand up. Like, don't. Or there's other people that message me. They'll message me and they'll be like, man, I don't understand, bro. Like, I've been coming out here for 7 years and ain't nobody ever showed me no love. Honestly, bro, I just think they just don't like me. I honestly think they just jealous about me. You know, and I'm like,
that's
bro.
The bitterness.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't want to do that because I'll watch it and I'm like, bro, you're never out here.
Yeah.
And when you do come out here, you don't really show up. So it's like, how the fuck is anyone gonna notice you? No one hates you. They just don't fucking see you.
Real talk.
Like, you know how many shitty comics there are in Houston? There's shitty comics in general in the world. There's a bunch of shitty comics, and like, it's just a pool of shit, and you're just another turd in the fucking, you know what I mean, in the sewer. You know, like you know.
That's true.
I'm trying to be the crocodile in the fucking sewer. You know what I'm saying? Like an urban legend, you know?
Urban legend.
I don't know. You know how they would say that? I was like, old urban legend. Like, there's a crocodiles in the sewers, you know?
He was a predator.
Yeah. Oh, God. Here we go. That shit. He was eating the mole people in underground in Houston.
No, but I do get that aspect of like being bitter.
Because I've been bitter. Like I've had that, you know, that little like, motherfuckers don't want to, you know, bullshit, you know.
Yeah, no.
I bitched about it.
I've been through that.
Yeah.
And I've gotten out of it. But then there's also those moments too where like the work seems so hard and so difficult that you don't know if anything's going to come out of it. You know,
it's uncertainty.
There is such uncertainty, and that's just the thing we go through. Sometimes we get booked shows, sometimes it's unpaid.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's just something that we have to figure out ourselves. Know your price too. Know your price.
Look, I'm still weary about that because a lot of times, like, you know, as of now, again, I'm young in the game. I'm not fucking some veteran. Sometimes, like, honestly, bro, like, I'm just glad that they asked me to go up. A lot of times, like when we went to Brian, and the comic that had to drove, and then he was like, you know, and I was broke, so he's like, hey man, I need y'all to pitch in for gas, and I'm like, dude, just keep my show money. I was like, you sure? And I was like, bro, just keep it, bro. I was like, I'm just glad they fucking asked me to come out here, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't right now, and now, I mean, recently, yeah, I've been collecting a little bit of change here and there, but you know, I did one show in Kingwood, and it was at a pizza restaurant. And like I didn't even know if we were gonna get paid until I got there. I was like, hey, we're getting paid, right? And he's like, well, y'all get to get a meal. But at the time I was broke, so I was like, fuck, I don't want no goddamn pizza right now, bro. Like, I ate before I got here. And then later on, he was like, nah, it's $50. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, bro, $50?
Oh, he's fucking with you?
Yeah, he was fucking with me. No, the pizza was real, but he was like, nah, you can get paid. You can get paid. So when you say know your price, I don't.
No, but here's the thing. Everybody...
no one's taking advantage of me yet.
Yeah,
so.
don't let people take advantage.
Yeah, no,
just make sure you're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know? Because that trust me, I've been to some shows where like, oh, we get paid. It's like, no,
I asked for something. Don't get me wrong. I asked for something. Like, we're not getting paid. Like, can I get a drink? Can I get this? What the fuck? You know, like, I need something. You know, like.
The other day, I went to a show. All I got paid was in drinks, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And then sometimes, like, they'll be like, you can get all the drinks you want, but I'm like, bro, it's Wednesday. I gotta go work tomorrow. I'm not drinking all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Exactly.
I'm like, there's no way. You know I'm not gonna drink. I'm not a fuck.
No, but they know that. They know that too. They know it's a Wednesday. You're not trying to get fucked up. So it's like, oh, he's not gonna drink that much. Like,
unless there's, I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of comics that drink a lot.
Oh yeah,
bro. There's some comics. They're younger than me, and they've been telling me, hey, bro, do you get the shakes sometimes? And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm 30, dude. Why the fuck you get the shakes, dog? Like, the fuck? Yo. You getting the shake? And then another comic pull up. They're younger than me, you know, like
already.
And they're like, hey, bro, you get the shakes, right? He goes, yeah, I get the shakes. I'm like, what the fuck's the matter?
That's the new cool thing. Alcoholism.
Alcoholism. That's what you want, bro. You got life fucked up, man.
Yo, you be throwing up in the morning? Yeah, be throwing up.
You know, every now and then, you know, my urine's a little orange, you know, or some shit.
My kidneys are failing right now, bro.
I go to dialysis every Tuesday. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you, bro? Get it together, man. Like, we're supposed to be the better generation. Because, like, I don't know. The older I feel, the less I see people drink, which is weird. Yeah, because I know people still drink.
But it's true. The older I've gotten, the less I've been drinking.
People drink, yeah. Like, man, dude, back in the day, bro. You know,
I used to throw it back.
Bro, I used to, because, you know, I was almost 500 pounds. When you're almost, and that's the one thing I didn't even know I did that until I started getting a little bit better in comedy. That, like, back in the day, like, yeah, I was a funny dude, but a lot of times I would have to be drunk to kind of be funny, you know, like I would have to, like, because I was so self-conscious about my shit.
It was the same thing for me because I was so self-conscious and I didn't know how to, like, perform on stage, and I was just so in my head about it. I started drinking so I could, like, get more comfortable, you know. But it was just one of those things where, like, I had a night. It was at the Improv. I was doing the open mic, and I went up sober, and I did great. I got an applause break.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just like, oh, I did this, and I was sober, so I don't really need the alcohol anymore just to do this. But that was 2 years later. That was, and before that, every night I would go up with at least like 1 or 2 drinks in me.
Yeah,
because I was so scared. I was so uncomfortable.
To ease the tension.
But I was so uncomfortable with just being up there. I was so uncomfortable with myself. I needed it. You know.
I think you honestly, I think you're the one that told me that back in the day when I was telling you, like, yeah, bro, I'm drinking or whatever. I got to drink before I get up there. And I think you told me, like, hey, bro, but take it easy on the drinking, bro, because eventually you're gonna rely on it too much.
Yeah,
you know.
That's what happened.
Because there's some, you know, because, like, you know, I used to drink back in the day, like. I'm so glad that I lived the experience I did, because, like, if I didn't, then if I would have did stand up without those experiences now, like, I would be an animal. Like, I I would have been getting banned from secret group somehow. Like somehow someone like something, because like bro, I'm telling you, bro, like I would get so fucked up. I would get so fucked up back in the day. I would wake up in the morning and not remembering shit. And then they'll look at me and they're like, Ruben, what the fuck is the matter with you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you try to take a shit on what's his name's couch. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I thought they got a picture of me naked on the couch. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, did y'all rape me? And they're like, no, that was you. You did that. They're like, what the fuck? Or like,
you want to hear a crazy story?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a crazy fucking story. So I used to work at a comedy club, right?
Okay.
And then
Which one?
I don't want to say. Well, everybody knows.
No, that was a trick question.
No. But here's the thing. I have talked about working.
If you know, you know. But
yeah, I have talked about working at this specific comedy club before.
Yeah.
Well, I was off. We went. I was in a group chat early that day. They were like, "Hey, we got tickets to go see Ali Wong."
She went to Secret?
No, not. It was at
okay.
Revention. It was at Revention, and who was their opener? Shang Wang. Shang Wang was the opener. He's a Houston comic.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I've seen him before.
Shout out. So we went to go see him, right? So fucking Drew Hallway and I got to Secret. We got there early. Everybody got together. We were there. We were like we got a shot or whatever.
That fool be
pre-game. I got in the car with him and he was like, "Hey, open up the glove compartment. Fucking bottle of Jack." And he was just like, "You ought to?" I was just like, "Fuck it, let's go." So we start drinking in the car. We get there. Then I go to the place, the bar, and then I get like 2 more drinks afterwards. I'm almost gone.
Yeah, your shit face.
I'm like halfway there. Then we go back to Secret and we start drinking some more. And it's fucking karaoke night. It's a Thursday, I think. So
you get up there?
I blacked out at the bar.
They got pictures of you fucking singing Sweet Caroline with all fucked up.
Oh no, I remember that night. There was a girl that was like, I sang, and there was a chick. She was talking to me and shit like that. But then I blacked out, and I was like pissed because of that. But when I woke up, apparently I was so drunk that I walked out into they left me in the back in the green room. They left me sleeping.
Which one? The main one or
the show? Yeah.
Or the box?
No, the main one.
Okay.
So they left me in the green room, right? And my drunk ass got up and I was just like, oh, let me go make myself a drink. I went behind the bar. I grabbed the beer. I fucking started drinking that shit.
And so you didn't even realize you were
I
doing
was so
that.
fucking
you're so
gone.
You just thought like, I'm at a party, bro. Let me just serve myself. Like you're not in a business. You're in your homie's house.
God
like,
damn, dog. And then there was a fucking piano in the box. And I remember I started like playing that shit and started singing and shit. And I was just like having a grand old time.
It was empty. It was empty.
It was empty.
Oh, so you're okay.
I was inside of the place. I didn't break in.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where you're at in the club.
No.
Okay.
I didn't break in. I was in there. I was sleeping in the green room. Woke up, did all that shit, and then they told me they saw it on the cameras. And then after that, they were like, "Yeah, nobody can stay in the green room after hours anymore."
Oh fuck!
And I was like, "I fucked up."
You fucked that up, bro.
Yeah,
didn't
get fired though for that one.
Yeah.
Didn't get fired for that one.
Probably knew you were just fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I was a dumb kid. It was that same thing that you said. I was drinking too much. I was partying too much. I did too many stupid things, and because of that, it just screwed me up with some people.
Yeah, I've almost. Certain friendships I've almost ruined because of drinking. Like, I remember one time I was hanging out with some of my friends and we were trying to figure out who could drink the most. And, like, to be honest, I was a big dude. I was a lot bigger. So I was like, man, I could outdrink all of y'all. Like, it's not even, fair. Like, so we put it to the test. And we we have a lame sober friend that doesn't do nothing. He's a Boy Scout. We put like a piece of paper. No, he doesn't do shit. Yeah. You can't even smoke a cigarette around this motherfucker, dude.
He'll start going like,
he'll just like, you'll be smoking a cigarette and he'll be like,
I hate people like
I'm like,
that.
Get your gay ass out of here, bro. So like he put a paper on her back, and every time we finished a beer, he would write a line, or if we did a shot, he put a circle. And so like, we're fucked up. And we had another friend, he brought some girls over, and like, bro, like when I'm telling you, this was me like at my fun. Like to me, like when I think of like, I'm like, man, if I could have done that on stage, like it would fucking annihilate. You know what I mean? So like that was when I was like tapping into like me being like, it was just, I didn't give a fuck, bro. I was so drunk, talking shit, making these fucking girls laugh. Bro, I was...
You were in it.
I was in it, bro. I was
fucking
making them die.
See,
and like I blacked out.
I have felt that on stage, like being in the zone, in the moment, and everything hitting.
Yep.
Like it hasn't been consistent, but I felt that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
a great
I felt
feeling.
it outside. I felt it outside of comedy.
And then you were like, okay, let me just use that same thing and just put it on stage. Yeah.
But I was fucked up though. So like again, that's when the first time I went up, I was like, let me just get fucked up. You know, so we're getting fucked up, and like
that makes sense though.
But like I blacked out, and I woke up, and I was like, what happened? And they're like, bro, you were so fucked up. And I was like, did I win? And they're like, yeah, you won. And like I take the paper off my back, fucking had like 25, 30 beers, fucking like 7 or 10 shots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all fucked
the
up.
First thing you
I open up like, did I win? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, you won, all right. And I'm like, so what happened? And they're like, bro, like, you know, you were having those girls going, but you know, once you won, they were asking you, so what do you get when you win? And I'm like, I don't know, a blowjob from one of y'all hoes or something. I didn't remember saying that. You know, I was so fucked up. I was like, I was just on some shit like that to where they're like, okay, party's over. And
they left after that.
Yeah, and then
damn.
And now one of my friends,
you bombed that shit though. Damn.
Huh?
You bombed that shit.
No.
You had them.
I had them.
Yeah.
But one of my friends actually married one of them now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends. She's a good girl, but you know, she told me, she's the one that told me, she's like, man, you were saying all this crazy shit to us, and I'm like, damn, for real, I did. And then later on, like years later, we get together, we go to, you know where Stampede is? It's a club. Back in the day, they used to have $1.75, whatever you want. Well, besides shots, but any drink you want. And I'm like, oh, it's on. Like, it's on. So we pull up there. I got all my friends there. I'll go, there's like 4 different bars in there. So I'll go to one, they only let you get 2 at a time. I'll go to one bar, get 2, go to another one, get 2, go to another one, get 2, and I'll just loop around to where my table is just full of fucking drinks. And I'm fucking slamming these hoes down. I'm all fucked up, but I'm having a good time. And so I roll with one of them there because I'm not fucking driving. And so like I see one of my friends leaving the club, and I'm like, hey bro, what happened? And I didn't even realize he's getting kicked out the club. They're like, get out of here. They're pushing him out. And I'm like, what happened? And then I'm like, oh, well, I'll see you around. You know, and I'm trying to go back in. They're like, yeah, because
he's going to go with your ride?
No, they weren't my ride.
Oh, they weren't
my
okay,
ride.
okay,
they were
bad.
just my friends. So I was like, all right, bro. You know, I'm all fucked up. All right. And then I'm trying to walk back in. They're like, you get out too. Like, you know, because I'm clearly
guilty by association.
I'm clearly fucked up because I'm all like, oh, what happened? You know, and so
snitched on yourself.
Yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here. You too, you drunk fat fuck. You know, so like, so I go in the car. I'm drunk, but I'm fine. You know, I'm fucked up, but I'm not gonna throw up or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm fine.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I was
really
fucking
good.
vibing. So I'm sitting on this end at the back seat. That girl, my friend married, she's sitting in the middle, and then my best friend, because they're already in a relationship, and then my best friend, one of my best friends, is sitting right there, and we're driving. And I'm just like, you know, of course, I'm all like, you know, in your head spinning, you're fucked up in the back seat, and so like, I could hear him like dry heaving, like, you know, and they're like, roll the window down, and I'm like, damn, bro, you good? I'm all fucked up. And so he starts throwing up, and I got one whiff of it. And I'm at that point, there's sometimes where I get so fucked up, once I sit down, I cannot move. And I'm fucking you're not moving me. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta let it happen. Whatever happens, you gotta let it happen. Because I'm just like,
let it fly.
Just fucked up. So like, her back is faced towards me, going like tending to him, and I just like, just I mean, like everything, and I can't move. So it's just all, and remember, my table was full of drink. So all that is just, and she's wearing white too. So it's all red and blue and green. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all
like,
over the,
bro,
God,
it's like,
damn, man.
And then
that's
like,
crazy.
she got out, she's crying. She's like, oh my God, I fucking hate you, Ruben. You know, like, and I'm like all fucked up. They're trying to drag me out the car. And I'm in my aunt's car. I lean on it on accident. All the throw up on my shirt gets on her white car. And so the next, you know what I mean? Like the next day I woke up, And then they were like, bro, my boy, people from Chicago were down here. They were like, man, you were so fucked up yesterday. Yeah. You threw your wallet at me. You threw your keys at me. You were like, hey, whatever. And I was like, just get whatever. Like, you know, I was just like fucked up. And then the next day, my friend's girl saw me. She's like, don't fucking talk to me right now. And she still be low key mad about it. But
really? Did she ever bring it up?
Yeah, every now and when I be drinking, but hey, chill, don't, you know what I mean? Like,
don't throw up.
Yeah, because there's been a few times where like I threw up uncontrollably.
A few times.
A few times. Oh yeah. That's how fucked up I'll get, bro. Like, I remember one time on New Year's, we did a New Year's Eve party, and like I was so fucked up, and you know I have my sober fucking Girl Scout friend there, and he's like doing this to me, hitting, and I'm like, hey, chill, bro, chill. You know, like I'm gonna throw up, chill out, and then like a fight breaks out. Like right in front of me, some girls are fighting. This girl's beating the shit out of this girl, and they're trying to get them. They're trying to calm them down, and I'm just like, I can't even move. I'm just everywhere. So there's chaos in the house. Like Ruben's throwing up everywhere. There's a fight over here. Please, someone help somebody. You know what I mean? And like, and there's been a few times where like there was one time I got fucked up at a coworker's house when I worked at Kroger, and I was 18. And I was drinking, but they were forcing me to drink. They were like, no, you pussy, you know? And I'm like, chill, bro, I'm fucked up. And I'm like, all right, you asked for it. You know what I mean? So like, they had like an extra room, and I went in that room and had a couch in it. And like, when I get drunk sometimes, I'm like a cat that wants to die. Like, it just goes into like a random room you won't go to. Mm-hmm. And so like, I'm sitting in the couch, and I'm just like throwing up in the couch because I don't want it to get on me. So like I'm throwing up in the couch. I'm fucking scooting it in the fucking you know what I mean? Like I'm scooting it in this fucking thing. You know, like thinking that they're not gonna notice it. You know what I mean? Like I fucking got so fucked up. My coworkers had to drag me to my fucking room, my fucking door, knocked on the door. I fucking crawled in my house, and my mom was like, "Oh my God," and then. Years later, I walk into Specs, and the girl that's working there is a girl at this house. And I was like, hey, I remember you. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago. But when this happened, this was like over 10 years ago. So I was like, hey, I remember you. I was like, you used to work at Kroger with me. And she's like, yeah, I remember you. You threw up on my couch and didn't think I was going to notice it.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, bitch, why you got a memory like that? Like, I lost all this weight. You don't even recognize me.
She called you out immediately.
Me out, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's out, bro. It's so many stories like that where, like, I would just get fucked up. Like, there's sometimes where, like, I would think back and I'm like, how am I alive?
I've had those moments.
Like, bro, how am I alive? Like, and so, like, you know, the less I hung out with like my close friends, the less I started to drink because I'm like, I gotta have some kind of personality. You know, I can't just be some drunk fuck. You know, I don't want to be the drunk, sad, lonely fuck. I'll just be the lonely, sad fuck, but that has something going on. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, you know, every now and then, you know, I get a little.
What got you into doing stand up? And also, thank you for doing our segment. It was called Unsobriety Couch. Because
really?
Apparently, anytime any of my guests that have been here on this couch, they always talk about alcohol and like doing drugs and crazy ass stories.
Insane. Just like, it's insane.
It's the couch.
It's the couch. Yeah, it's the couch.
It's the couch.
It's welcoming.
But yeah, that segment is called Unsobriety
That's crazy.
Couch.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. This is ironic. You fuck with me right now?
No,
oh, you fuck with me?
Watch the show.
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. That's fucking crazy. Nah, but stand up. You know, people would tell me I'm funny. You know, people were like, bro, you're fucking funny. There was some time. Okay, so back in the day, like when I was in middle school, I wanted to be a rapper. Like I wanted to be a rapper.
You're not the only one that's told me that.
I mean, that happens.
You're not the only one.
I wanted to be a rapper. And to be honest, I was actually pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like I was like, people think I'm good. I'm going to perform. And so I told all my best friends, the one I threw up on this girl, we went to middle school together. I was like, hey, bro, I think I'm going to start performing, man. And he's like, oh, you're going to do stand-up? But my mind back then was like, what? No, I'm going to be a rapper, you idiot. Like, you know, I was like, you should just stand up. You're funny. And so that has always been a seed in my head that's always been, and then I started working at places. It's just always been in the back of my head. Maybe I can. And so like, I did a podcast with my other friend who is a rapper, who has a studio, he records, but he doesn't perform. And I was trying to get him to perform. And like I was like, well, maybe if you perform, I'll perform and I'll do stand up. Blah 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 blah. I could do it, you know. And then so like people like it was so weird. I worked with a bunch of technicians that did like cable and shit like that. And there was one technician. He was there. Like no one knew I wanted to do stand up. I didn't tell anybody. Like I didn't blab my mouth off to everyone. I'm gonna do this one day. Like I'm like no, either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. So like we would always go back and forth. You know, like he was a black guy. He would always be talking about me being Mexican, like just always some racist Mexican shit. But it was funny, you know what I mean? Like it was like I would be laughing my ass off, and I would dish it right back to him, and like we would just be talking shit, like just back and forth, like you know, like just going. But it was fun, you know, it was fun. And then one day, he's like, "Hey, Rube, let me talk to you, bro." He's like, "Hey, man, like I really think, you know, I'm not trying to get religious on you, but he was just like, I really think, you know, God got plans for us, man, and like, bro, you know what? I think God's telling you to be a comedian, bro." And I was like, in my head, it blew me away because that's the time when I was just about to sign up. I was just about to fucking hit that hoe. And so like, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was in a wedding.
So you were already thinking about it.
I was already
thinking about it.
I was
had it in your
teeter-totter.
mind.
It was already about to happen.
And in the moment he told you that.
Yeah, he told me that. And then so one day we went to my job. They had a Christmas party, and I was having a great time. I was having a really, really good time. And then like something just happened, and like it was the weirdest thing ever. It was I can't even explain it, but like it went from like the happiest time to like the saddest time because I got fucked up. But when I got fucked up, like none of the people were there that I'm usually with. And that's when like I started like, it felt weird because like I always got fucked up in familiar settings. I knew who I was with. I knew where we were going to be at. You know, we'll be at the crib getting fucked up. We didn't go out or nothing like that. We'll just be somewhere getting fucked up. And so when I was there with all these corporate fucking people, and like I didn't see any of my friends there, and like it made me realize where I was at in my life. I'm like, they're gone now. You know what I mean? Like they're not, you know, they're not gone. But you know what I'm saying?
They're
like
not here.
I can't rely on them for my like entertainment like I used to, or like that camaraderie is not there no more. Like so like it really fucked me. It stopped me. Like it made me go from like yeah to like whoa. Like it was so surreal. Like it was so surreal. And so like the next day, I won Texan tickets, and I brought my Boy Scout friend with me because we were fucking hardcore Texan fans back in the day. So when I won these tickets, I thought it was gonna be a blast. You know, I'm like, it's literally the next day. I'm hungover. You know, we're at the fucking Texan game, and I think this is like Deshaun Watson's first year, I think, and I was there, and like for the life of me, it was like I was empty. You know what I mean? It felt weird. I've never felt like that in my life. I never felt like that. Like to where like there was no kind of emotion that could have came out of me. Like I was wearing sunglasses. My friend was like, "Bro, why are you acting so fucking weird?" And I'm just like, I don't know. Like I legitimately thought I was gonna have like a mental break. Like, oh, I'm about to be in a fucking like I'm gonna have to check into a mental institution. Like, you know what I mean? Like on some shit like that. And like I even had, it's crazy because I went home. I went to my friend's house, and like the sky just looked so weird. It looked so pink and purple. I wasn't on nothing. I have pictures of that. I'll show you it. I'll show you how the sky looked that day, that same day. And then like I Googled some shit. I was like, you know what? Fuck. In my head, I was like, fuck this. I was like, I'm gonna do stand up. Like, I don't know why. In my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna do stand up. And that's when I pulled up to the Improv thinking there was gonna be a show. And like, everyone did so good that show that like, that lack of emotion I had, it's like it recharged me. And like I literally did not feel nothing. Like before that, it's like I was dead inside. But when I left that show, I was like, oh my, I was fucking hopping. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to fucking do that. And like, that's, you know what I mean? That's what made me start doing it.
It's so crazy that you say that. No, because like I went through my life growing up because I grew up in the hood. Mm-hmm. Parents were like,
they were together?
They were together, but then they separated.
Yeah.
But then my mom was drinking a lot. Mm-hmm. She was doing a lot of drugs. My dad was drinking. He was smoking all the time. So like, they weren't really there. So like, for me to see that, go through some shit, and then just give up on life. I'm not gonna lie. When I was like 13, I was just like, oh, I live in the hood. This is probably the
forever.
best. This is the best I can do at this moment. If I make it to like 25, I'll be lucky.
Yeah,
like real talk.
No, I know exactly.
And then once I started like trying to do better, I got my degree. I was doing stand up. I started stand up like 6 years ago, and I was at the worst point of my life. Yep. I just fucked up really bad at my job. I quit because I fucked up so bad. They tried to move me to a different department, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to do a shittier department and get paid less.
Yeah,
fuck that. I was like done, and I was just like, I needed a sign, and I felt that was the sign.
Yeah,
for me to do stand up because I had always wanted to do it, but before that point, I did it once and I bombed really hard at Rudd's, and I stopped. But I kept thinking about it.
Yeah.
I kept every week. I kept thinking about. I kept writing new jokes. I kept doing this, and then I wrote a new set. But then I was just like, something in me was just like, just go up and tell a story, and then trying to like just figure that out, and then to doing that, to then doing this consistently, to see where I'm at now. I'm like really proud of myself. I was like, today I was just thinking about it. I was like, I'm so proud of myself for like sticking with it, even though there were like some really hard times at the beginning.
Yep.
Now it's getting a lot better, and I know later on it's going to get even way better.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing about it. Like, someone said, I'm not trying to get lame on you, but like, I think it was Steve Jobs. He said you could never connect the dots going forward. You could only connect the dots looking back. Yeah. And so like, when like, since, everyone's in this, end of the year, reflecting on a lot of shit. And I really did. I was like, man, this year, like, it was crazy. So the very first time I did good. I didn't even realize I did good. I didn't even realize, because when I would get off stage, I would just try to tunnel vision out of there. I'm like, just leave me alone. No one talk to me. I know it was bad. I'm going to get better. I'm just going to keep coming out here. Just leave me alone. And my tunnel vision to that fucking door so I can get the fuck out of there. And so like the one time I was like, I was like, what the fuck? And so I was trying to walk out of there. And this comic, he stopped me. He stopped me walking out there, and he was like, man, dude, who the fuck are you? Blah, 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 blah. And I told him who I was. He goes, man, that was fucking funny, blah, 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 whatever. And so like a couple months later, my coworker, she had got front row seats at the Improv to watch this one comic who has a Netflix special. And like I was there, and for some reason, like I was sitting right up front. So like my hand was on the stage the whole time until the show started. And then I was just kind of going like this on it. And then she's, I was just going like this. And then she was like, what are you doing? Like, why you keep doing that? I'm like, I'm gonna be here one day. You know what I mean? I'm trying to feel this. I don't know. I'm weird.
Maybe you'll rub off on me.
Like, I don't know why, bro. I'm just weird like that, dude. I'm just rubbing it, bro. Like I'm fucking doing this on the stage and like tapping on and doing this until they go up there. And then, so the dude who opens for this guy is the guy who saw me do Ruds. He saw me do Ruds. And so in my head, I'm like, he ain't gonna fucking remember me. You know what I mean? So like, as soon as he gets up stage, he just points at me and goes, he's like, I fucking know you, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm not gonna give away his bit, but eventually he kind of started fucking with me. And the bit was basically like, I suck my own dick, basically. And then he was like, you got a pretty big dick, right? It's like, your dick is like, your mouth and your dick is like right here, right? Blah, blah, blah. And everyone, bro, I mean, like this place is exploding. Like it's exploding. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so the headliner comes up. He's already laughing. He plays a guitar. He plays a guitar when he does stand up. And so like he's doing song suggestions. He was like, who has a song suggestion? He looked at me, what do you want me to sing about? And so my head automatically went to like, sucking your own dick. That's what the dude was making fun of me about. So no one heard me. So he started laughing and he handed me the mic. And he goes, what did you say? And I just went, sucking your own dick. And the fucking place just... And I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So I was like, what the fuck? And so the show's over. And so he's there. The dude opened for him. And I was like, hey, bro, you remember me? He goes, dude, I fucking know who you are, dude. You fucking do good, blah, blah, blah. He introduced, he goes, hey, man, this guy's... He's telling this guy who has a Netflix special. He's like, in my head, I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, don't do that. Don't be saying I'm a funny comic motherfucker. Like, what if this dude wants me to
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. So like, he's like, man, this guy's funny. And so like throughout, like, after that, like I started seeing him more and more and more. And I volunteered for the, the Come and Take It comedy festival. And so I was seeing him there I saw him there every single day. And then, he would introduce me to comics. Like, this guy's funny. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm that funny.
But that's awesome of that guy to do that, though.
But the thing is that he was gonna move, and so I'm like, hey, bro, like I told him, like, hey, man, I appreciate all the love you show me. Like, you've been nothing but like supportive for me, and I appreciate that. And then he was like, man, dude, like, I wouldn't even talk to you if I didn't think you were funny. Like, I wouldn't like, straight up, like I wouldn't even look at you. Like,
it's true though.
Yeah, but it's not a dick. True. But the more thing, it's not being a dick. It's not being a dick. He's just being honest.
He's just being real about it.
I feel him. Like, why the fuck? Like, if I'm at a certain level, why am I gonna be?
I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
If I see that you have no potential, I mean, just
why am I wasting your time?
I get it.
I get it. I do. I took no offense to that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I appreciate it, dude. He goes, yeah. Just remember January 11th, or January 9th. And I was like, what's January 9th or January 11th? He was like, bro.
Thank God he didn't say the 6th.
No. I definitely did. And he's like, hey, bro, I know I've been fucked up this whole time, but I remember telling you. I was like, telling me what? He goes, you're going to do the improv on January 11th. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the way, like, I kind of connected all, was like, I saw, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I was like, I'm gonna be here one day, I'm gonna fucking, and it happened bro, like, it happened so, I'm superstitious like that.
Now you everywhere you go, you start rubbing that shit.
Yeah, bro. When I went to Mexico, the first thing I went to Mexico for the first time last year. The first thing I did was I squatted on the floor and I touched the floor. I'm like, I'm here. Like, you know what I mean? The first time when I saw a mountain for the very first time, I just kept like, I would like grab the dirt, put my hands with it, and it was weird. I met a Native American chick. I was trying to smash, but she spit some wisdom on me, So she told me,
but you wanted her to spit something else.
Yeah, I wanted to give her this tomahawk. You know what I mean? No, I have a bit about that too. So I met her and we were talking.
She who swallows.
Yeah, I don't even want to say her name, because you'll know it. Nah, I don't know. But she told me one day, because when I mean this bitch is native, she full on in the tribe. She knows how to do everything. She could skin an animal a lot. She could do all this shit. You know what I mean? Crazy shit.
Oh, that's what's up.
So she told me one time, she's like, yeah, because I told her because I like to ride my bike in the woods and shit. I do that. And so
we can't beat the predator stuff, man.
Where's the children? No, fuck that. I just like ride my bike in the woods. And she said, you know what I do? Like when we're out in the reserves or whatever, we're out in the wilderness. I was like, I know this sounds weird, but try taking your shoes and your socks off and be grounded with the earth.
Be one with it. Yeah.
Be one with, and like I thought, immediately I was like, that's gay. But like I was like, fuck it. One day, like I just kind of like. I sat out there. They have like a little swing chair in the middle of nowhere. It's like, you know what I mean? So like, I just took my shoes off. I knew no one was going to walk by. So I took my shoes and I'm just like, just doing that. And like, just trying to feel like, I guess like, that's almost like it's almost like like, how do you say it? Like the way I see it is like, you know how like bats, they can't see. So they screech out to see where they are.
They use sonar.
They use sonar. It's kind of like, it's almost like spiritual sonar. Like, let me see where I'm at with the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way I kind of saw it.
Here's the thing. There's vibrations.
Yeah.
And we feel those too.
Yeah, it's everything. Everything's connected. So like, when she told me to do that, I started doing that more. And I did that on the stage. I was like, man, let me fucking touch this shit. Like when I went to Mexico, I was like, let me touch this mountain. This is the mountain that my fucking grandma would look at. You know what I mean? Like, like shit like that. Not trying to be spiritual or nothing, but like, I'm just weird like that. So when I finally got the improv, I was like, man, that's crazy, bro. Like how I kind of just like connected it that way. And like,
that's what's up though.
This year's been fun, man. This year's been a lot of fun doing stand up. Like I'm not even gonna lie. It's had its downs. Like there's been times where I walked out of there, I'm like, man, there's been a few times, bro. Like I keep it together for the most part, but there's been a few times where I broke down and I'm like, this is never gonna work. Why am I out here? You know what I mean? Like I would be, dude. Like I'll be so fucked up in my head.
What
like
am I doing?
I'm not gonna make
terrible
it.
comic. This.
Yeah. Like especially like when I got in a car wreck, like bro, like I was in the waiting room waiting to get seen, and like I just had like a tear coming out, but not because I was in pain. But because I was like, I don't have a car, I'm not gonna be able to do stand up. I'm never gonna, you know what I mean? I was just like fucking not boohoo crying, but I was crying. And then
it affected you.
Yeah, it affected me, bro. Like, and then like I had to take a few weeks off because my back was so fucked up. I couldn't even stand up. Like this was impossible for me to do. I couldn't even do this.
Really?
I couldn't even do this. Like I had to lay on my side the whole time. Like, and the second I moved, my back just, I was like, oh my God. It felt like a toothache in my spine. It was so bad, so bad. I missed 2 weeks of work. I missed over 2 weeks of stand up. Like, and I was just like, I was messaging people like, I'm funny, right? I'm funny, right? Right? I did good last time, right? I'm just like, bro, I'm fucking going crazy, man.
Trying to get some attention anyway.
I don't know, like, let me get some attention somehow. Let me get some. Yeah, I'm a fucking deviant. I'm a drama queen. I'm a drama queen, bro. I'm like that, bro. Because sometimes, like, when that doubt kicks in, I'm like, am I funny? Please tell me.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to be like that, but now I just don't care anymore.
I don't want to care. I feel like once that care kind of goes away, like, I don't think it never will completely go away, but the more it goes away.
Well, it's the type of attention I'm looking for now that I care about. I want good attention. I just don't want, like, we going back to the conversation with the person. I don't want somebody that I barely know coming up to me acting like they know me.
But wouldn't you want? Hold on.
Like
but that person that you wouldn't know would be a random audience
just a random
member,
person, but they act like they know me.
Okay.
Like they know stuff about me or whatever, and just like, we're not friends. I've never met you before. How do you know everything about me?
Yeah, because you're up there telling your business.
Yeah, I'm telling my business. But here's the thing: I'm doing it because I'm trying to make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
Not because I want everybody to know this.
Yeah, it's a filtered perspective.
But I'm also in a vulnerable place when I do it too.
Yeah, of course.
And I feel like it should stay there.
Yeah,
it should stay in the room. Like, I get it. Like, well, I've had like the same thing with, like you said, audience members come like, oh, that bit was so funny, this and that, and I'm just like, I like that. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, so is it me that they like or just the bit?
I got you. That's a good question.
What am I doing something to get them to like me, or is it just like they're just focused on the jokes and that's it? I'm just like,
I guess you gotta be one with your bit, then. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to be one with myself.
Yeah,
that's the bigger thing. Like, and I'm also like trying to like better myself and make sure that I'm at a better point mentally, physically.
Yeah,
that my personal life is good because I don't want it spilling out on stage.
But you hear it nonstop about the fucking reckless people that go up there and they're good, but they're fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted to be that person. I never wanted to be like, I don't want to be this alcoholic, drug addicted comic. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cliche. Like,
I don't want to be it either.
I don't want.
But I became it.
Yeah. Before I get fucked up all the goddamn time.
Exactly. It's just one of those things that everybody goes through, and some people
don't get out of it.
Some people make it on the other side. Some people don't.
No.
And for those that haven't made it on the other side, I still have love for them. I hope like one day if it's going good, then live your life. But if it's not, then I hope you figure it out.
Yeah. Because there's some people I know now, like, I'm not gonna name no names, but like, that have like legit drug problems, bro, and like you'll see like the way like drugs like
affect them,
warp your mind.
Yeah,
bro. Like, there's some people that are just, they're a bad shit. Like, sometimes I'm like, is this you or is this the drugs talking? Because you sound bad shit crazy right now, bro.
There's
like, you're
people
doing
like
some wild shit, and someone that told me that, like, I didn't even realize that, like, it warps your mind like that. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're crazy.
Makes you think things that you
that you
aren't even real, aren't even there at all.
Aren't even there. Like, you're you got this like false inflated ego that people get too. Like, they're like, I'm fucking the shit, blah blah blah.
What's delusion?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Delusion and drugs don't mix.
Well, they do, but
they do. Yeah, I guess so. Because sometimes it works.
Yeah,
sometimes like you get fucked up there, you get on a roll.
Yeah,
I've seen people do it. I just can't do it because I'm just too.
Well, it's like I said before, you get dependent on it, and then now you can't do it without it.
No, I don't want
once you and then with some comics when they go sober, they're not funny anymore, and then they're like, well, fuck it, let me just keep drinking again because that's how it works.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, comics that do fucking Xanax all the time, and I'm like, hey, bro, don't do that.
Nah.
Like that's just like, well, that's how I gotta feel shit. And I'm like, well, you're gonna rely on it, then you're never gonna be able to get out of it.
That's how you feel shit. I felt nothing when I did that shit.
I never done Xanax.
Like I felt comfortable, but like I was just like the one time that I actually did it, I was at a certain club that I will not mention. No, but I got some from somebody, right? And I took it, and I was just like so comfortable the whole time that I felt anxious because of it, because I felt so good. Like I wasn't comfortable with feeling that good. I've always been like a 4 or a 5 when it comes to anxiety. Every day I walk around with anxiety, like these thoughts that are like trying, like everything, overthinking all that shit. So me being in that place was like I didn't know how to handle being comfortable. It was just a weird thing for me.
Yeah, you start force yourself to overthink. Like I shouldn't feel like this. Mm-hmm. I feel like that with acid. I was like, this is so good that I don't ever want to do this again.
Really? I was like, let me get some more of this.
I couldn't do it. Like it was so good. Like it was so like
it is very powerful. Yeah, depending on the dosage.
I had an experience, man, where like I went through all my emotions. We were laughing our ass off. And then once the day started to die, we couldn't even go inside. Like we're usually always inside watching YouTube videos. We were so fucked up. We couldn't even let's be outside. It's all windy and shit. We're outside in the wind. And it was weird because it was May and it was like cold kind of. And I was like, what the fuck? The wind was blowing and everyone went inside and I started, fucking bawling out crying. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I cry. To be honest, I cry sometimes. I don't ever fucking show it. You wouldn't know, but I cry, so... Hey, where like I just went through it all. I was like, I went through my I was scared, I was super happy, I was a little upset, and then I started crying, and then you
went through all the emotions.
But it felt relieving, it felt like I was able to get it out, so like it felt so good. I was like, I don't ever want to experience something like that because I would just fuck it up and. Mm-hmm. You don't cherish, to me, if I would do it all the time, it's not a cherishable moment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I wanted to, I cherished that moment. That cry, I cherished. You know what I'm saying? Even we were laughing. It was a good time. So
it's the whole idea of delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You hold yourself off for something for a while.
The next day I felt great.
Yeah.
The next day I felt great.
And then when you get back to it, you're just like, boom, it hits you, and you're not to the point where you've done it so much that it just doesn't hit you the same.
That's how I'm getting with weed, bro. Weed don't even be doing shit.
Nah.
Bro, it's insane. It's insane. Even the comics, I would think none of us get high like that because everyone just smokes so much weed.
Yeah.
It's insane. I'm like, bro, why do I even smoke weed? I don't even do nothing. It's like a cigarette almost to me.
Every day, baby.
Every day, bro.
Every day.
I'll be smoking.
Every day.
I figure out, my sister got me a badass bong for Christmas, so I'm like, fuck, why you enabling me? You want me to do this? Nah, because I be doing I started doing you go smoke shops, they got Delta 8 and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And one day I was like, man, the weed ain't doing it. I'm not gonna do nothing else because I'm not a fucking addict. So I'm like, let me go to a smoke shop. Let me see what kind of Delta 8 gummies they got. And I went there and I'm like, I need something strong because my tolerance is fucking stupid and half this shit don't work on me. And they're like, yeah, well, try these. They're $12 and they're called something KO or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck it. And I take the whole thing. And bro,
how many milligrams? Do you remember?
It was I think it was 500, something like that. 500.
Shit. Okay.
And so I was it wasn't working. I was smoking weed and I just started noticing I was just giggling more and more and more. And then I know I'm fucked up when my vision goes super HD in the contrast. I don't know why. When I get fucked up, my vision
when everything's clear,
it gets clearer. And I'm over there I'm fucking Spider-Man. I'm like,
so you got reverse beer goggles?
Yeah, bro. I guess
weed?
With weed, bro. When I get too fucked up, I'm like, my vision too clear right now, bro. And I was like, oh, I'm fucked up. And then I started freaking out. I was just like, oh my God. Like I was like, hey, I went like this. I was like, I tap out. I'm gonna go inside.
Like, I'm rubbing it.
I went inside.
Something good's about to happen.
Bro, I went inside, bro. I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm gonna die. My heart was pounding so fast. My brain was throbbing. I'm like, I'm either gonna die of a heart attack or a brain aneurysm. And I was like, I don't want to be the first guy to die on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's pathetic. And I started freaking out more. I started praying. I was like, please, I don't want to die.
You had an anxiety attack?
Yeah, I had a full-on panic attack. Like, I was like, and then the next day I went to the smoke shop. I'm like, let me get 2 more. Let me get 2 more. That was a good ride. Yeah, fuck it. Now I can dose it down. So that's the thing, though. That's the thing I do. When I get like one time, the people that work there, they're overzealous about the products they have. They're like, they try to act like they're a chemist. Like, this is THCA, the chemical molecules are the same. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking pothead. Shut up. Like,
real talk.
Like you're not. It's like an AutoZone guy trying to act like he's a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? It's not
same shit.
It's the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. This guy.
What strain is this?
This guy just smokes more weed than you. That doesn't make him an expert.
How many milligrams? Let me check in the system.
Well, what year is it?
What color?
What year is it?
What strain?
Yeah. So they were telling me about these one gummies, and they're like, I was like, are these the same thing? They're like, man, these are the closest thing. And and I'm like, yeah, give me. It comes with a gummy, a 10 of 10. And so it's like $35. So I was like, listen, if I take 5 and it doesn't do nothing, then that means I just wasted fucking $35.
Real talk.
So I'm like, I'm going to take all 10. Mm-hmm. All 10 gummies I ate.
You took all 10?
I took all 10. I took all, because I was like, we could dose it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? The next time I do it, I'll do 8. The next time I'll do 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm weird. Like, I'm fucked up like that. So like,
you work your way backwards on that shit.
Yeah, bro. You gotta gauge your medicine, bro. I'm a doctor with this shit, dude. I'm a doctor with this shit.
That's called addiction, bro.
I don't do anything else. That's why I went to a smoke shop. I'm not an addict. That's why I get the Delta 8.
Let's go to 100.
I'm like, I can't do crack, so it's Delta 8 it is.
So you go from 0 to 100. You're like, all right, next time let's do 90. But then next time let's do 80.
I did 10. I did 10, and I smoke in my garage. I got my TV there. And like I was like,
no wonder you threw up so many times.
No, I don't know, bro. Like I was changing the channel like this, and I'm all fucked up. And I just remember like my hand got stuck midair, and I was just stuck like this. I'm like, oh my God, I was stuck, like legitimately stuck.
What?
Like this. I blinked my eye, and my sister's walking in the garage. I'm like, this was like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I'm fucking frozen. Blink my eye. Sister walks in the garage. She's like, Ruben, you passed out in the garage. I'm like, what? What do you mean? She goes, it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, I'm like stumbling. I'm still fucked up. So I'm stumbling and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I stumbled in my room. The next day I went to the smoke, because it's right around the corner of my house. And I'm cool with the guy there. He goes, you liked it? And I go, I was so hungover. And I was like, yeah. He's like, how many did you do? I was like, I did all of them. And then they're like, what? You did all of them? And I was like, yeah, bro, I ain't no bitch. Like, like I ain't no bitch. Like, and he's like, dude, my manager did 2 and he got stuck in his car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did 10, I got stuck in my garage. Like, like, so.
No, but that shit turned you catatonic. You're just
bro, like, I got stiff. I could not, bro, it was insane. I was like, why am I doing this? And so I was like, okay, next time I'll do 6. You know what I mean? And then, so. I guess I'm an addict in that way. I don't do drugs. You know what I mean? Like I don't do.
No, it's just weed.
Yeah, it's just weed. But so my point is like, shit don't even be doing that. I be wanting to like, cause now they got all these like, I ain't snitching no one out, but like they got all these like little underground dispensaries that be popping up there. No pop ups. They got a bunch of those, bro. Mm-hmm. Like a bunch of pop up dispensaries, and then people got like. Legit. So I've been trying to go.
So
to
I found this. I'll tell you after the pod, but I found a spot.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Someone told me about like
it's
a
in
spot.
It's in the Southwest.
I think someone told me about that place.
Yeah.
Someone else told me about a place in Spring. So I'm like, it's a real place? They're like, yeah. One time I walked into a pop-up one. It was right around the corner from my house. And like, I just wanted to get mushrooms though. I was like, bro, I've never seen so many drugs in my life. I mean, like, there was fucking weed piles taller than that fucking Christmas tree in there, dude. Taller than that fucking Christmas tree, dude. I was like, and even like that, but with mushrooms. and fucking did. I'm like, what is this?
Hey. That was a Christmas tree.
That's what they told the cops. This is a chronic Christmas. This is a hemp Christmas tree. Nah, bro, the cops were there. They made a stand. Like, it got scary.
Oh, there was a sting operation?
But no, it was borderline because they had security guards. They had these fucking big ass armed security guards, and like they know what it is. So like, if a cop pulls up, you're not coming in here without a warrant. Like, you got like fuck, and they'll tell the cop like, get fucked. Like, that's what they pay them to do. Like, because it was so strong. There was no denying there was drugs in there because it smelled throughout the whole fucking parking lot. I was like, this shit is crazy. I was like, this shit, and I got some mushrooms.
When you smell it, it starts like bringing you in.
Bro, yes, that's exactly what it did. They were like, they lied to us. There was a long line. They're like, everybody, we're here for John's birthday party. John's birthday party, and everyone, they're all fucking drug addicts, so they all know what's up. They're like, where's John at? When the cops are coming by, they're like, where's the birthday boy at?
I'm here for the party.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is next to a Metro PCS. There's something shady going on here. Like,
All right. Well, we got to end the podcast. Thank you for coming through.
I appreciate it, man. This is fun.
You got any socials you want to?
Yeah. You could add me on Instagram. It's Rub a Doobie.
Nice.
RUBADOOBIE.
Trying to manifest something else. I see.
Yeah. I didn't know. Someone told me doobie meant dick.
Oh, really?
I've
always heard it as,
so I was like,
weed.
rub it, Ruben,
smoking a doobie,
rub a dub, rub a doobie. Like, that's what I meant,
That's funny.
So some Irish chick told me that. She was like,
maybe in Ireland.
yeah, she was.
Yo,
I did
funny
stand up.
though.
I did stand up. I did fucking karaoke. You know me. I fucking smashed on karaoke. Yeah. We didn't get to talk about that.
I heard you.
So I fucking smashed. This girl walked up to me. She was like, "Oh my God, you're fucking funny. You can fucking sing. You're fucking amazing." And I was like, I appreciate it. She goes, "Can I get your Instagram?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What is it?" I go, "It's Rub a Doobie." And she started laughing. Goes, "A doobie? Like rub a dick?" And I was like, "What? What's your problem, lady?" Like, that's when I realized, like, I guess in other places it means dick.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
are you gonna change it, or you gonna keep it?
No, you got like fucked up. I'm American. We call football, okay? And we call soccer, all right?
That's right. But in Ireland, you be rubbing dicks.
No, I'm Ruben Medina. Yeah.
You got any shows or anything?
I'm about to do a show right now. This is a retro promo. I'll be on a Koo show, What's Poppin' at the Secret Group in 45 minutes.
Shout out, Koo Genti.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I guess I'm gonna head out though.
Oh wait.
Oh, you got to do. Okay, my bad. You got to.
Oh, damn! It's your podcast.
My
now?
bad. You're
is
right.
That what it is?
No. You're right. This is. My apologies, viewers, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like you got too comfortable there.
I did.
You're just like, what? Let's just end it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
I thought you did a podcast before.
I did.
That's what you did last time. You just walked up. You're like, all right, I'm done.
We don't do it anymore.
Yeah. Hey, dog. When the talent's done, the talent's done. All right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's funny.
Nah, you know where to catch me at the Jocosity, TheJoeSO. Oh, I'm sorry, TheJoeCoSity. Come to my show January 12th at Equal Parts Brewery. That'll be at 8 p.m. It's gonna be a fun show. Come to the open mic at Equal Parts every first and third Wednesday. Doors at 7. It starts at 7:30. Come to Axelrad every Sunday, Monday, first Friday of the month. Sablegate Winery is another one. And then they just started opening up. I don't know if you ever went to Brass Tap.
You're doing that again?
So it's Daly's now.
Oh,
Daily Sports Bar.
Okay.
DALEY.
Is it the same setup?
Same setup. There's a stage now.
Oh.
There's a stage now in the back. So
Okay.
it looks a little better. But same place, same time. I think it's 8 p.m. every Thursday at Daily Sports Bar that's in Midtown.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, come through.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, we need more people. So thank you again, Ruben, for coming through.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for being on. And we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.